What's up everyone, my name is Alpha and today we're back with another Pokemon challenge. Today we're on Pokemon Alpha Sapphire and today's challenge will be can I beat Pokemon Alpha Sapphire Hardcore Nuzlocke using only Ash's Pokemon, but they have to be shiny. A lot of you guys have been asking me to do something besides Monotype Hardcore Nuzlocke, so I decided to switch out to the Ash Pokemon ones, and this is going to be my best attempt at it. So if you guys can, please leave a like on the video, it means a lot to me. And let's get into the rules of this video. The rules are pretty straightforward. Instead of a Monotype, we can only catch Pokemon that Ash has owned and obtained in his entire career as a Pokemon trainer, and it's going to revolve around that as a hardcore Nuzlocke. And oh yeah, and finally, and the most fun rule of all time, each of my Pokemon will be nicknamed after you guys in the comments. So thank you so much for leaving a comment in the previous challenge video. If you guys want to be nicknamed after future Pokemon in my future challenge video, just drop in the comments and hopefully I'll pick yours. And while you're down here, please don't forget to leave a like I said earlier, and subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me that you guys do that. And let's get into the video itself. So to begin off, Ash did own a Trico at one point. No, it wasn't shiny Trico, so you might be like, oh, Ash didn't have a shiny Trico. But it's just a combination of things at this point for hardcore Nuzlocke. We're going to go out and soft reset until we found ourselves a shiny Trico, which isn't the first time we ever looked for one. And it's going to be a darker green. And it's a pretty cool looking Pokemon. Trico is actually a very cool gecko, and that's going to be our first Pokemon in the game. Our next Pokemon is going to be available to us right after we go through the catching tutorial of the game. We head into Route 104, and in here, Ash's next Pokemon will be available to us. It's just going to be a Taillow, and now Taillow is actually a 20% encounter in this grass, I believe. So we're able to find ourselves a shiny Taillow pretty easily. It's not too difficult to find one. I don't like Taillow's shiny form, it's just ugly to me. But from there though, we gotta move on. We're gonna face off against the first gym leader in the game. We're gonna face off against Roxanne next. Roxanne is going to be the rock type gym leader of the game, and we're gonna start the battle off against her using my Trico, obviously. Now Trico is easily gonna beat down Roxanne. Like, it's a rock gym, I'm a grass type. I hit her with a pound. It does like no damage to her. I accidentally clicked that move, but lucky enough, we get away with it. We also learned Mega Drain as a move, so we're able to knock down the Nose Pass pretty easily with Mega Drain. We two-shot him, and Nose Pass goes down, and we get a free win. Free gym badge for us. As after this gym fight, our Trico actually evolves into a Grovyle, and she's a bigger lizard. I like the color scheme more on Trico than this Grovyle, but Grovyle's cool. It's a really cool middle stage evolution. It's one of the better ones. But from there, we're going to face off against the next gym leader in the game. We're going to face off against Brawly next. Brawly is going to be the fighting type gym leader of the game. And we're going to start the battle off against him using my Taillow. Taillow gets the gym battle all to himself, as he's able to wing attack, knock out the Machop in one shot. And then the Makuhita gets one-shotted, and the gym battle is over. So I don't know why Brawly is so easy. We're at his level cap too. After that, even though the level cap is 21 at the moment, we're going to evolve my Taillow into a Swallow and disqualify using my Swallow in the next gym of the game. We just have to get past this trainer. We got to face off against May in the most difficult rival battle fight. And it's difficult because she has a Combustion with Flame Charge. Actually, two-shots my Grovyle and also one-shots my Taillow, I believe. Something around that range is very strong. So we're going to over-level our Swallow so we can't use it in the next gym, but we could get past this trainer. Now, Grovyle is the only Pokemon I could use in this next gym fight, so we can go into the Pokemart and get ourselves the TM for Power Up Punch, which is going to be very useful in the next gym. As well, we're going to attach a Cherry Berry onto our Grovyle. You'll see why in a second as we face off against the third gym leader in the game. We're going to face off against Watson next. Watson is going to be the electric type gym leader in the game, and we're going to start the battle off against him using my Grovyle to Power Up Punch right into his Magnemite's face. Now he's opted into trying to Thunder Wave me, which is a great move. Unlucky for him, I have a Cherry Berry on, so I'm able to avoid a paralysis as I'm able to knock him out, get a +2 with Power Punch, and then get a +3 with another one against the Magneton, and eventually two-shot him without taking any points of damage, and eventually I am able to beat Watson completely without losing a single point of HP, which is incredible. And we end up beating Watson, get the third gym badge of the game, and now we're going to head out into the Fiery Path. Now there are two Pokemon that Ash has caught in the Fiery Path that are available for us. There's Torkoal and a Grimer. We're looking for a Torkoal. We're really hoping out for a Torkoal because Grimer is not that fun of a Pokemon to use. Our luck actually is incredible this run as we found ourselves a shiny Torkoal instead of a shiny Grimer. We're able to catch that and add it to our team. And Torkoal shows out how incredible it is in this first battle. It actually knocks out Archie for me. And we're going to head into the next gym of the game. We're going to face off against the fourth gym leader in the game. And we're going to start the battle off against her using my Torkoal. Torkoal's immediately gonna knock out the Slugma for us as I body slam into the normal next and then switch out into my Swallow After this, I want to waste some sunny day turns. I want to get rid of the sun before obviously the Torkoal comes out because it's going to be very powerful. It's going to go for an overheat against me. I dodge it and then the sunlight fades away as I switch back into my own Torkoal. And now I'm just going to wait around until it finally gets paralyzed from my body slam. It actually took a couple body slams until it finally gets paralyzed as it gets a few curses up against me. And then it got me to get going into using curse because I need to get my curse up as I'm the only one with a super effective move against us. So if I end up getting crit, which I do once she heals up, I am able to knock her out and we're able to knock out the 4th gym leader in the game just like that. And we end up beating Flannery and receiving our 4th gym badge and moving directly on to the next gym. Our next gym fight we're going to face off is going to be Norman. Norman's level cap is at level 30 and that's when Torkoal learns the move Protect. Honestly, that just gives me a free win at this point. So all I gotta do is Protect on the first turn, and every other turn I just gotta keep using Protect, and I use Curse in between those turns, and I basically wait until I get +6, and I end up beating this gym leader pretty easily as I'm able to body slam through the Slacking, knock out his first Slacking, knock out his Vigor off as well, and also knock out his final Slacking. That gotta be one of the easiest gym fight of all time as I'm able to just knock out the rest of his team, and we received the 5th gym badge, and now we have access to Surf and also have access into the Good Rod. We're able to get ourselves a Corphish right now, but Corphish is a 5% encounter with a Good Rod, so we're going to come back with a better rod. We could look for it, but it's a 5% encounter, and also you have to look for a shiny version of it, so it gets annoying. We're going to skip it out, and we're going to go into the next gym of the game. We're going to face off against Winona next. Winona is the flying type gym leader of the game, and we're going to start the battle off against her using my own Swallow against her Swallow. Our Swallow is a little cooler as we're able to Aerial Ace twice, knock out the Swallow, which is super nice. Our next Pokemon is going to be a Skarmy, allows me to go out into my Torkoal. Torkoal gets a few curses up, eats a Oran Berry, which, oh no, 10 HP. And then I'm able to knock out the Skarmy as she sends out her Altaria next, which will try to Dragon Breath me as I'm able to just Body Slam her down, and she keeps roosting off, but Body Slam does too much damage, eventually paralyzing down the Altaria and two-shotting her, and we end up knocking out her strongest Pokemon, Altaria, without any issues at all. Next up, she can switch out into her final Pokemon, which is going to be a Pelipper. I switch out to my Swallow. It's going to regain some HP with an Oran Berry as I'm able to Aerial Ace it, do some chip damage, and then eventually go out into my Sceptile to Rock Tomb it to knock him out, and we're able to get our 6th gym badge of the game. Little dicey at the end here. You just gotta make sure I land my move there, but after that fight, we're actually able to evolve our Grovyle into a very cool mint color Sceptile. I know Ash didn't have a mint color Sceptile, but obviously it's, you know, it's part of the fun. We got a Sceptile, and now we could go into the Safari Zone. We have multiple Pokemon available to us in the Safari Zone that Ash caught and also has on his team. First of which is obviously a Donphan, next of which is going to be a Heracross, and the final one, which we're going to search out for, is a Pikachu. They're all in their respective areas in the map, so we're going to specifically hunt for a Pikachu because I think it makes more sense for an Ash challenge to have a Pikachu. So we're going to go out and find ourselves a shiny Pikachu and add it to our team. We're also going to come back for a very special item as we get the TM for Thief, and then we come back into the Safari Zone and then hunt out Pikachus to find light balls from. That will boost the special attack and physical attack of our Pikachu if it uses it as a hell item. So we're going to use that for our Pikachu. It's going to be super great. And then from there, we're going to clear through the Team Aqua hideout, which is super simple. Head into Shoal Cave. We're going to find one of our last Pokemon in here, which is going to be a Snorunt. Ash has a Glalie, so we're going to go out and find a shiny one, catch it, and then head back into Moss Deep City, where we're going to find ourselves a Super Rod, and then finally hunt for a Corphish. It says on the Wikipedia on Cerebi that it's 100% rate while fishing with a Super Rod to find Corphish here, but I did find a Crawdaunt multiple times, so maybe they're lying to me, but we found ourselves a Corphish, we found ourselves a shiny Corphish, we added to our team, and now it's time for the evolution part. The only evolution we got to do that's available to us is evolve our Snorunt into a Glalie. And that's the final evolution. As we head into the next gym of the game, we're going to face off against Tate and Liza next. Tate and Liza are going to be the double battle fight and the 7 gym leaders in the game. We're going to start the battle off against them using my Glalie and my Sceptile. Sceptile is going to Leaf Blade as my Glalie crunches into the Solrock to knock them out. That's the biggest threat to me. And then their Lunatone is going to set up a light screen, which is not going to stop us as we Leaf Blade one-shot the Lunatone, and Tate and Liza are done. Super simple battles as we head out and face off against Archie next in the final big evil team fight of the game. We're going to face off against Archie. We're going to start the battle off against him using my Torkoal to just knock down his Mightyena. Super simple. I can't use a curse, unfortunately, but I'm able to knock him out using a Lava Plume. He then goes out to his Muck next, which I am very close to dying to, which I got to switch out my Torkoal into my Glalie, which will eventually knock out the Muck for me. He then goes out to his Crobat, which I stayed in, going for an Ice Fang, which will knock out the Crobat. Very risky plays here, as his next Pokemon will be his Sharpedo. And then I went out into my Corphish. Here, I was allowing my Corphish to get sacked because I have no other moves here. Since Corphish actually survived the crunch, I'm like, okay, maybe I don't need to sack him. I decided to go out into my Sceptile next. Sceptile was able to survive a move easily and then outspeed him and Leaf Blade to knock him out. And we end up beating the Sharpedo. Luckily enough, it wasn't Speed Boost because that might have just beat my whole team. And from there, we're going to face off against Primal Kyogre. We're going to do the Astrat, sending out my Pikachu next. Pikachu is going to Thunder into the Kyogre, paralyze it, and then it gets paralyzed in paralysis as I'm able to Thunder once again to knock him out, and we end up beating Kyogre. Super simple. From there, we're going to face off against Wallace next, the final gym leader in the game. We're going to start the battle off against Wallace using, obviously, my Pikachu. Pikachu's the GOAT. We love Pikachu. Pikachu's getting Thunderbolt into the Love This to knock him out easily. He then sends out his Wishcash next, which I'm going to go out to my Sceptile to take an Earthquake and then Leaf Blade him to knock him out. Why did I go for an Earthquake? What am I doing? I'm throwing. But I go for a Power Punch, actually, and then start setting up against the Wishcash. Oh, no. I just keep going for Power Punch. I'm just getting greedy over here. So, get a +5 against the Wishcash, and then Leaf Blade overkilled the Milotic. I just needed a +2. I'm not too sure why I got +5. Leaf Blade would knock out the Celio. Leaf Blade would knock out the Seaking, and we end up beating Wallace. Super simple because I have a Grass-type Pokemon and an Electric-type Pokemon. From there, though, we're going to go into the Slateport Market and get ourselves some Lax Instants because that's going to be very useful to avoid some moves heading forwards. And from there, we're going to clear through Victory Road, which is super simple. We get our Pokemon up to the level cap, of course, and finally head into the Pokemon League and face off against the Elite Four. Now, the first Elite Four member in our challenge, we're going to face off against Sydney first. Sydney's going to be the Dark-type Elite Four member, and we start the battle off, of course, using my Sceptile. I didn't use Mega Sceptile because people got upset last time I did use the Mega Sceptile, but I am able to Power Punch 2-shot the Mightyena as I get swaggered. I don't know why I did this here. This is a dumb play. I risked it. I snapped out of confusion, luckily, and I do knock out the Absol. But if I didn't snap out of confusion, I might possibly have just lost my Sceptile. But I'm able to just beat down the rest of his team with Power Punches, which is super simple. Shift Tree goes down, Cacturne goes down, and we're able to beat down Sydney pretty easily. As we're going to face off against the next Elite Four member of the game. We're going to face off against Phoebe next. Phoebe's going to be the Ghost-type Elite Four member of the game. And we're going to start the battle off against her, obviously using my Glalie. Glalie has a dark move, probably the only dark move on my team. Actually, Corphish actually has the dark move, but we're going to crunch into the Dusclops. And it's going to curse itself down and knock himself out. So, we'll take that. As we then go out to my Corphish, which this was a pathetic play. I went for a Crab Hammer, and then I miss a Crab Hammer as I'm trying to knock out the Sableye, and he ends up knocking out my Corphish, which is so sad. Well, that's my first death of the game, which is so unfortunate. I can't believe Corphish. That's the only time I've ever used Corphish, and Corphish went down and disappointed me. So I went out to my Pikachu. Pikachu's gonna knock out the Sableye pretty easily. Knock out the Bayonet pretty easily as well. Knock out the other Bayonet, and his final Pokemon will be a Dusknoir. I really wanted to hit it with a Thunder. He crits me with a Fire Punch, and I risked it again. I want to hit it with a Thunder, but I missed it again. As now I gotta switch out, or I'm just throwing the game. I go out to my Torkoal. I'm gonna Lava Plume it. Very boring play, as I'm able to just knock him out in 3 shots. Super simple. We end up beating Phoebe, but we end up losing one of our Pokemon, which, you know, you don't like. I don't like to see that. Next up, we're gonna face off against Glacier next. Glacier is going to be the Ice-type Elite Four member of the game, and she's going to start the battle off against us using a Glalie. I start the battle off against her using my Sceptile to get a free Power Punch into her face and get another one. I'm actually going to be at +3 for the rest of the battle, but she hits me with an Ice Shard, which is kind of scary, so I cannot miss a Leaf Blade against the Frostlasses. The first one, I hit Leaf Blade, knock out the Frostlass. The second one, I do end up hitting it, knock out the second Frostlass, and the battle should be free at this point. I'm able to Leaf Blade into the wall ring to knock her out, and then her final Pokemon will be a Glalie. Should not risk it. I'm playing safe, minimize the risk, go out to my Torkoal, knock out the Glalie. Super simple, all that good stuff right there. We end up beating Glacier, which is super simple. Next up, we're going to face off against the next Elite Four member of the game. We're going to start the battle off against Drake, using my Glalie, of course, and this is the only time you'll see Glalie be so dominant, as I'm able to Ice Fang into the Altaria, outspeed him, knock him out. His next Pokemon is going to be a Flygon, outspeed, Ice Fang. His next Pokemon will be another Flygon, and guess what happens here? He gets outsped and then Ice Fang and knocked out. His next Pokemon will be a Salamence, and I also outspeed it somehow. Okay, better EVs, I guess. Ice Fang to the Salamence to knock him out, and his final Pokemon will be a Kingdra, which I'm just gonna stay in. Ice Fang, don't do enough damage. He's getting yawned down my Gliggly. I don't want to deal with this problem, so I decided to go out to my Sapphire to Leaf Blade into the Kingdra. It'll take multiple hits as I eventually got to my Pikachu, and Pikachu will Thunderbolt to shot down the Kingdra, which is crazy to say, as we're able to beat down Drake. And now we move on into the champion room. We're going to face off against the champion of the game. We're going to face off against Steven Stone next. We're going to start the battle off against Steven Stone using my Torkoal to curse up in front of the Skarmy to eventually actually knock him out with a Lava Plume. We got a Lava Plume plus a burn, so that's really nice for us as we get another Lava Plume off against the Aggron. Unfortunately, it does not burn, but I dodged one of his Stone Edges, allowing me to knock him out in 2 shots. Very amazing. He then goes out to his Claydol, which I'm like, whoa. Don't have too much of a play here. I go for a Body Slam, get us paralyzed against him, and then go out to my Sceptile next. And Sceptile is a pretty good member to face off against Claydol here. I'm able to Power Punch 3 times in front of this Claydol, and then Leaf Blade will knock out the Claydol, which is super simple. Next up, he's going to switch out to his Cradily, which I get a Power Punch against. And now remember those Lax instants I bought earlier? It came in clutch as I'm able to dodge a Confuse Ray, get another Power Punch, and get +5 on my Sceptile. And that will allow me to one-shot into the model with a Leaf Blade. Super simple. And then his final Pokemon will be a Metagross, which I'm able to outspeed an Earthquake to knock him out with a flawless victory. We almost had it. We almost had a flawless win once again. But our Corphish had to just miss a Crab Hammer. Not even once, twice. 2 Crab Hammers in a row. And our Corphish is gone, and that ruins our flawless win. Such an annoying way to lose a flawless win, but we were so close. Anyways, thanks so much for watching all the way to now. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. It was so fun to make. If you guys can, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me. My name's been Alpha. Hope you guys all had a great day, and I'm out. Peace.